cordial welcome we bring to you this morning, filled with desire, hopes, and dreams. We all share. Here's hearty welcome and a big warm gesture to all present here. I, Shweta, faculty in Department of Management Studies. It's an honor and pleasure to be here today as a Master of Ceremony for this great event, Map My Study, Excellence in Overseas Education. This opportunity for all overseas aspirants who desire to study abroad will help and broaden mindset and your horizon. Make a priority as studying abroad in a most effective way of changing the way we view the world. The real voyage of discovery consisting not in seeing new landscapes, but in having new eyes, cross-cultural learning, where studying abroad can be remarkably transformative and explore vibrant domain. Good morning to the dignitaries on the dais, my learned colleagues, and dear students of East Point Group of Institutions. To start with, let us rise for a lighting ceremony for one in mind, body, and soul to praise and thank Almighty for grace and blessings throughout doxology. I request the dignitaries to light the lamp. Thank you. I request our respected Director, Management Studies, Dr. M. Burley, an eminent academician rich in R&D expertise, travel length and breadth across the globe. Sir, I request you to welcome the Academy.
Yeah, good morning. From the blessings of our founder, Chairman Sir, Venkatapati Sir, Chief Patrons, Ramadevi Madam, Pramod Gowda and Rajiv Gowda, the CEOs of the group, Peter Francis Sir, Secretary for the Trust which runs East Point, entire the institutes. Dr. Prakash Sir, Senior Vice President, quickly Sir will be joining, he is on the way. Ashok Nehru Sir, the Director for Academics, all the distinguished HODs, directors, principals, students from all the various group, the East Point group. We have today Map My Study organization. I have associated with them for quite some time, and Map My Study is a 25 plus years old organization which has got pan India and pan Asia offices in different countries. They are into telling why let me have not silence, let me have pin drop silence. Okay. They are into overseas education, overseas counseling, overseas mentoring, and overseas, admissions. They help students, across, 300 to 400 plus universities, which they have a network. They've been working for almost, like I said, 25 plus years. They have the network, they have the memorandum of understanding with, biggest of the biggest universities across US, UK, Canada, Japan, UAE, Switzerland, Sweden, Ireland, so many countries, so many countries. They also help students, to get, scholarships. I mean, going overseas is fantastic. Going on your own money is little, painful, and getting a scholarship is excellent. So, MAPMA study, since I am associated with them for quite some time, I wanted them to come on, the East Point, Institute's campus, tell students, what is the advantage of, going abroad and studying. Not that, India doesn't give, or not that Karnataka doesn't give, or not that Bangalore doesn't give. Okay. You can explore, some of the other opportunities. And MAPMA Study is one such organization which is there on our campus. Nidhi Sharma is head for North America. For two reasons. She is interested, in telling what happens in North America. At the same time, her daughter happens to be there in North America, part, studying her studies. So she has got two sentiment attachment why she counsels and mentors, students who are interested, in North, American, part. So let us join our hands in welcoming, Nidhi Sharma, today morning here. I'll ask Maheshwari to hand over a nice, flower to her. It is not a flower, it is a tree, small tree, right? Yeah. This.
Good.
Neerja is a senior manager, product and development. She looks after telling people what are the various products, what are the various advantages, which country, what university is best, what scholarships are available for the students. Neerja, thank you very much for coming to Bangalore, coming on our campus. It's a great honor for us, to welcome, Neerja and give a small, treat to her, in honor of, coming to our campus. Dr. Ashok Hiru sir is just 15-20 days old to our group, has got a very vast experience, worked in corporate, worked in academic institutes, also worked in India and outside India. We are honored sir is there with us, and sir portfolio is to see that in the next 6 months or 1 year, all the academic systems that are there in East Point group are in par with any of the global or the best of the best universities and institutes. Should you all join hand in welcoming sir for this program? Our respects to sir with this small treat. What we'll do is two things. This program runs for the next 60 minutes. Okay. This is exclusive for East Point students. In case, in case you have your, sister, brother, relatives, cousin, okay, neighbors, or you want to tell, hey, look, there is an opportunity for someone, going abroad, and there is an opportunity for someone to get a scholarship. You can meet, Nidhi, and you can meet Nirja after the presentation. But since this is a knowledge session, I want two things from the students. One is, I'm sure, students are students because I also have passed that studentship. I know, the first 10 minutes are so interesting, next 10 minutes are so, what to do, and the last 10 minutes are, how is that I get out of, this room. But this 60 minutes, rapt silence, listen to them, what it is. Even I see, 200 students in this hall, even 10 students, take advantage of mathematics study and going abroad. I think that your 60 minutes, whatever you have spent today morning, is worth, sitting in this, auditorium. Welcoming all, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request Professor Ashok Hirul, sir, Director Academics, to address the gathering.
Good morning, students. It was just unexpected. I didn't expect when we got to talk to you. We had Bhavya sir talking quite comprehensively about why you should be listening to our esteemed guest today on higher education. I think I'm a bit qualified to talk a little bit on this because I studied abroad almost 40 years back. My daughter studied abroad 10 years back. In the previous organization, the two I was working with, Christ in Bangalore and Mohan Babu University in Tirupati, I was handling the international relations. In Christ for the last 10 years, we have been working on a scheme or a program where students do the first year of their MBA in Christ and the second year in a university called Virginia Commonwealth University in the US. I was actively part of that. Why I'm mentioning that is it's not something which is beyond what we normally think that we cannot do that, more expensive. All those factors can be accounted for once you look at it closely. Yes, there's an investment to be made, but it's worth. You can always have a look at it. In the other university in Tirupati, also I was handling the international relations. We had many programs. Two universities were in the top 100 global QS rankings. One in US called University of Wisconsin at Madison. Other one in Germany, RWTH, Aachen. We used to send students and had just started doing that on a semester abroad kind of a program. Here, at East Point, we are not a university and therefore, now we don't have that flexibility to actively get into a partnership with those universities. Therefore, at this point of time, this I think is the best option to seek the guidance of esteemed experts who have come here today, because it's a big number of universities across the globe. Which country, which college, which university, what discipline, what's in demand, what are the rules concerning work permit, staying back, OPT, hundreds of questions. And you cannot get all the answers on the net. Even if you get, you will not be able to fully believe what you find. Right? So, talking to somebody who is in that field for more than 25 years, as I just heard, is the best option. So I'm happy that they are here to guide all of you, make the most of it. All the best.
Thank you, sir. She is an experienced product head, For North America, with a demonstrated history of working in education, management studies, team building, soft skill, strategic planning, business development, career counseling, to name a few. With great honor, I request Ms. Nidhi Sharma, Product Head North America, to address these students. Please, ma'am.
Very good morning to everyone. Thank you, Shweta, for a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Dr. Ashok. Thank you, Professor Guzani. It is a pleasure to be with you, especially the young minds of India. And as it's expressed, during we are there to help you. That is what is the sole motive of us traveling from New Delhi to Bangalore and to meet today East Point students. To me, everybody has a right to education. And since it's globalization, it is an honor to actually be a part of the journey of career building for many of you because the world is running or is changing rapidly. So we cannot stay behind, and hence we want to hold your hands, help you make your dreams come true. A lot of you may have questions at the end of presentation. I would want you to speak, talk, question us. We can help you get answers to the best of our abilities. Both I and my colleague Meja, we would love to answer all your queries. There may be some question which would be, if we do not have an answer, we would still get you the answer as soon as possible. So this presentation, I don't want to be a one-sided presentation. We just briefly want to show that what the whole world holds for you. So please remember, you are the young workforce here in India who's actually taken a lot of space, especially when it comes to all the developed countries, and we are developing rapidly. There is no sooner than ever that we're going to be called as third largest economy, as our Prime Minister just mentioned early or maybe late 2030. But then very soon we would be in the category of all these developed nations. And how is that possible? That's because of you guys. If you guys get that global experience, not only through education, but then through jobs, that is going to help our country progress more rapidly. So it is definitely your investment of time, your parents' investment of some money. We can help you get scholarships, which I totally understand as a middle class family myself, that how important it is to get scholarships from the universities. And we're very proud to say every year, a lot of our students get abundance of scholarships. Mostly students and parents are not aware of the word scholarship, hence they don't really apply for it. Some students I have also seen and met, they are scared of going or thinking about going abroad because it's going to be an expensive affair. If you are a bright student, scholarships won't happen overnight, yeah? If you are a bright student, if you have made a strong application, if you can write some good essays which definitely would reflect your the whole life resume, and your teachers speak good about you in the letter of reference, believe me, that is the recipe for a scholarship. Not that my study or Professor Pagari or anybody can help you straight away. We need your efforts, and that effort starts now. If you're pursuing your final year, that is where you need to really work hard, get your GPA boosted, talk to your professors, express your interest so that they know that what are your hidden talents or the areas where they can actually help you develop more and then can make you a good candidate for the university as a right fit. Most of us are happily standing here to see you and your presence. That is very, very welcoming. And I would just maybe take you through some slides of mine. I would be happy to talk to you. The company has over 25 years of experience. This year we're celebrating our silver jubilee. I have been working in this industry for almost 20 years, and you can see that a lot of things. And also, just before we start, India has become #1 country now in most of the countries for recruitment. So believe you me, if some of you may think that maybe it's not a right time for us, But then after the presentation, I think we should have a food for rethought because India is sending lots and lots of students abroad. The number one country is Canada, Australia beating each other for the number one position. America, 82,000 visas were given last year, and this year's target is 100,000 visas. So, which means that things are, in rapid speed. So, do not just stay behind, overthinking. Take help from people like us, which we are gladly to help. Yeah. So it is definitely a presentation which we wanted to be designed for you so that we can talk to you about what is all available. And with a fresh mind, if you then start asking us questions, that is what our journey would be worth. Okay, so why are we here today? So I think we want to touch base all the points like why do we need to study abroad? Right? We could have done that here and it's a great institution where you're already in. But do you want to see the world? Yes or no? Yeah? We want to see what is happening in the western side or the eastern side or the top north side. We want to see why Russia could also send a Chandrayaan and India also has sent a Chandrayaan. How is NASA doing all the operations? How is stock market handled at Wall Street? So we want to see the whole world, and whole world is not only India. That is why maybe an education is one window through which you can see different aspects, and hence we really want to spread the word that yes, looking around beyond India is through education. The possibility has the highest spectrum. We are living in a culture, and I see a lot of different cultures here in India, and so is the whole world. So when you see cultures and when want to be a part of a different culture, learn from them, make them learn your things. I've been to US and Canada, and we see them celebrating our Diwalis and our Holis and our Pongal festivals very nicely in a lot of details. There are huge temples and the other holy institutions established there in America or in Canada where a lot of Indians go and worship. There is a lot of food available which is very close to your local taste. So there is nothing, the distance in the world or globally has been reduced because of our presence in approximately all the countries wherever the best education or best opportunities are. It helps you not only to educate but to also get good language skills. It actually helps you make lifelong friends. Many of you, while you were in school, you thought this is the end. Class 12, class 11, class 10, whosoever is my friend would remain my friend forever. Many of you would continue to do so, but otherwise, many of you have now made friends, and believe me, when you make friends during your undergraduation, during your graduation, or during your post graduations, those are your lifelong friends because they would be working in the industry. You would have industry friends. You can take help by calling someone somewhere across to actually take a help in some other aspect. So you making friends through that networking. So all of that is designed in accordance with how you think, how much networking you can do, how much extrovert you are, and they teach you all those things. Yes, you have to just come out of your comfort zone and make yourself actually be able to accept or adapt to those things. It gives you definitely a good personality change over, and I have seen personally students who are 17, 18 years when they go for undergraduation abroad, or students who are 23 to 25 years, maybe 30 years also. When they go abroad, when they come back after 2, 3 years, there's a whole change in the personality, and many of the students have it for a good cause. So I think all those areas are where the education can really touch upon your life, and you can definitely make a good future. How do we select a university? I think we wanted to talk about because the whole world is so big that it comes beyond our thoughts sometimes. So our choices can be: I want to settle, I want to have a permanent residency or a PR. I want to go have education, come back, join my father or family business. I can go to Australia or New Zealand where I have my relatives and they will make my place or a stay possible. So different students may have different choices. Hence, geography is very important. For that, sometimes financials is also very important. Sometimes we really see that how much money do I afford? Which country is going to be suitable for my higher education, because I want to have education abroad, but I don't want to spend that much money. So all that is what our counselors are expertising, and that's where we help you get the right match for you, which actually should suit you, suit your life and your family, most important, so that you get the best of return of investment on your time and money spent. We also can talk about the standardized test requirements, your academic goal. Tomorrow you want to be an entrepreneur or a teacher or a faculty, or maybe you want to be a scientist. So based on that, we help you suggest the test required for applying abroad. We also help you solve the puzzle for financials. We don't pay for you. That's very open, right? Even Dr. Bagari is not going to do that. But we help you pay for yourself by getting an affordable education, maybe through scholarships or maybe through the research or teaching assistantships which are readily available in all those universities. The only condition we are putting is if you're academically bright, believe me, education is a very subsidized cost, can be available to you. We're going to discuss these top destinations, not going to the whole world. My company has an expertise in almost 18 countries directly with almost 500 institutions. With our partner networks, we have 29 countries with 2,000 plus universities. And there would be an abundance of maybe 20,000 plus courses available to choose from, right? At undergrad level or master's level or a PhD level. So all that is available. But we're just going to more or less talk about America. I just heard Dr. Bagari's daughter is in US, and Dr. Ashok also said that his daughter has lived in America. So America is a beautiful country. They are the world leaders. We from India have actually contributed to their economy a lot because of the STEM programs. So if you see the whole map, 50 states, they have almost 4,000 plus universities. So there's university for everyone. It can be as high priced as $100,000 for 1 year, maybe as low as $10,000 for 1 year, which means around 6 to 8 lakhs for 1 year, and it can be a 60 to 70 lakhs 1 year. So it is a variation, but then there are a lot of job opportunities, and America only is not going to create those jobs for you. The only thing is, because they are world leaders, they have Fortune 500 companies mostly listed in America. The pay scales are good, the working environment is good, it is 4 to 5 days a week, which is very, very great. Yes, number of hours is limited, but a lot of times we get advantage. We work extra hours because Indians are used to working extra hours, so you can make extra money also. STEM programs mean science, technology, engineering, and maths, and here we have students from business background as well. So STEM programs started 3 years OPT, that is the 3 years payback you get. But for business program, if you make your degree converted to, or maybe add some credits like business analytics or statistics, or some quantitative courses or maths related courses, you can even make an MBA or Masters in International Business to actually a STEM degree. Not many people know about it, but if you know it beforehand, that actually gives you a stay back for 3 years. Otherwise, anyone who goes to America can stay back for 12 months, but which is a very less time. Hence, we always suggest all those things right in the beginning of counseling so that you have a complete idea of what all you can actually expect from a foreign education, especially in the land of opportunities, which is America. It has got the most liberal system of education. You can actually combine engineering with music. Yeah? You can combine games with philosophy or maybe pure sciences. So it's a combination which is very, very easily available to students as per their choices. You can take American education as creating a bouquet. You go to a flower shop and you take one flower of this kind, the other flower of other kind, and maybe 2 flowers of your favorite fragrance. So that is how you collect courses and you complete a degree in America. So it has got a most liberal system of education. Undergrad, you get more variety. Masters, because it's a specialized course, but still There are a lot of opportunities given to you because they have choices of subjects which are much more, especially you can't compare it to what is available in India. I am never against Indian system of education. That's just because you get your foundation from India, which believe me, I have students and my relatives who are in America or Canada or Australia. If our students from 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th class, they go to those countries, they actually excel because what you already know in class 10, student for class even 12th in America does not know that much. So we are far ahead when it comes to sciences, mathematics, etc. Of course, when it comes to research and some teaching pedagogies, which are a little different because they work on applied knowledge, which definitely will make you a little more adaptable to use the knowledge you are earning from the theory. High quality education, 4,000 universities, they have good 400 universities which are research one, where the top universities are into research and you get the advantage of studying from local laureates. You can assess the teachers and students for the very different research going on. So again, those are bigger universities with bigger value for what you can learn and get an advantage. Scholarships, US is one of the only country which can actually happily give you scholarship up to full. The only thing I have seen personally is at undergrad level, getting full scholarship is much easier. At master's level, where you are right now, because most of you are aspiring for your master's education, you either have to have very good GPAs, get standardized tests, GRE, GMAT, etc. Have good resume where you have done some internships during your graduation, you've done a presentation project or a research area that can help you. Further, when you apply, you can apply for research teaching scholarships. These scholarships are also available in abundance. We have a great partner called Kent State University, which accepts 15 years of education, which means students who've done BA, BCom, etc., or even have started with their masters can apply. And the university, the research is so strong, they have happily taking students if the professor approves the student for a research. You get 50% tuition fee waived, or you get 100% tuition fee waived if you get 10 hours and 20 hours work respectively. So you get before and also. So these combinations, a lot of them are there. We've got a great university partner called Fondon. They may not be high in ranking, and honestly, not all universities participate in ranking. That is very similar to India. Not all universities are available as brands, right? But we know the quality of education given at your institute or maybe the institute which is next to you. So keeping that parameters, the universities like Fondon, they have made a course for students MBA and Masters in Business Analytics, which is very low price, just $12,000 for 1 year, and the living is again another $11,000 to $12,000, so less than $25,000 for 1 year, which is definitely doable because you get not only education, also part-time work rights. You can have some internships which are paid, some of them are not paid as well, but you can make your money just after 1 or 2 years of completing the course. I am not comparing this education cost to various universities, but most universities you have the more expenditures, but then you get higher paying jobs as well. So US is a very mixed economy. If you are a good student, especially meritorious, the place really welcomes your talent. It is professional courses, it is definitely going to help you with research courses, higher education, in all aspects. So they make you do different projects, capstone projects, which would make you an independent personality. So that is also the beauty of America, that you are not alone, the professors and the mentors are helping you, but you are actually cultivating your own career path. As we mentioned, STEM course, 3 years OPT, regular courses, non-STEM, 1 year OPT, but almost all business related programs and others also. If you add some more credits of quantitative programs, statistics or business analytic or analysis, so then they convert your degree to a STEM, which actually will give you a 3 years of CMAT. Just maybe a slide which is no rocket science, I'm sure you know it all. The currency, the capital city, the major cities, and obviously the national language. So English definitely, absolutely no issues. This map maybe is very small, if you could see, it's 4,000 plus universities and it is divided in East Coast. And the US is so big, they've got 9 time zones. East Coast and West Coast, there can be a difference of 3.5 hours. Yeah. You have flight distance from East Coast to West Coast, which is 4.5 hours or maybe 5 hours. So that is how big the land area is. So US is huge, so are the opportunities, and definitely initially the competition because you definitely have survival by doing good in your academics and then doing good in networking. Moving on to the next country, they are neighbors, and that is one of the most peaceful neighbor after the Schengen countries you will see. Right? They both are big-sized countries. Land area, Canada is second largest after Russia, and it is 7 to 8 times from India. And look at the population. US was just 30 crores. We are 141 crores now. Canada is only touched 4 crore. So that too, a lot of Indians there, right? So Canada again, there are good 93 university colleges, 10 provinces and 3 union territories. Toronto and Vancouver, world's best cities. A lot of people go to only these places, but then there are other places also. And I can guarantee if you go for a master's level course in any of the provinces, which are not Toronto and Vancouver, for example, you go to Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Islands, they are far east, smaller provinces, they are big states but smaller provinces. You get permanent residency as soon as you finish your course. You don't even have to do a job in order to get that. So none of the other countries, you spend only 20 lakhs roughly for 2 years education, you get 3 years of stay back period and a definite permanent residency in the country, which means you are sorted forever, you can invite then your family members, especially the parents. Of course, siblings may not get good benefit directly because they will be adults by the time you are actually going to be in the position to support them, but initially they used to get extra points for their migration as well. But if you are reaching to a country like Canada where PR is guaranteed because it is on the point-based system, if you're following the law, you're not doing any illegal activity, you can definitely assume that you'll be a citizen in 3 years to 5 years maximum from the day you went, including the time of study. None of the other countries can actually assure you, and that is why last year 2.75 lakh students went to Canada, and there are many more in queue. The total number of files filed for Canadian immigration was 27 lakhs in year 2022. Visa decisions took time up to 6 months. That is how the long backlog is, and believe me, a lot of students are already aware, families are aware. And the best part is India, the lower income group has risen to an upper income group, and the middle class families have got that awareness because maybe they are educated and then they know that to further invest in education of their child is a better return on investment than spending on gold or property. So that also has made a lot of difference. From areas like Punjab and especially Gujarat, there is a lot of awareness for Canada. Not everyone goes for studies, but believe me, if you actually do your studies well, all that I'm talking about, career making, career shaping, getting good salaries, inviting your parents will come true. But if you're a struggler yourself, of course you would get your PR eventually because the country has promised you. But then the quality of life, blue collar job, white collar job, that is the difference. We want you to do excel, and hence we always will motivate you to go to countries, go for courses which definitely will help you throughout your life. Education is a privilege and maybe an opportunity, and we don't want to waste it because it is never going to come again. Even if today I want to do my PhD or a master's, I will not be able to because you are lucky that you have time to study. And believe me, when I was your age, we wanted to just get rid of studies. So if you are feeling so, that is normal. But if you're doing this education right, that is going to open the further doors very, very wide to you. So this is one of the great relationship both the countries have, especially when it comes to Canada and America, because they share a coastal border. They have border relationship. So there's a huge business transaction between the two countries. People live in Canada and they go shopping in America because they find American Walmarts are cheaper than Canada or vice versa. So they have such good relationship, border relationship as well. Just to talk a little about the programs, it is definitely Toronto and Vancouver. 53% of the students going abroad actually end up choosing Toronto and Vancouver, especially when it comes to Canada. So it's very, very livable. There's a huge, I see a lot of lakes here in Bangalore. So Canada is one country which is called a country of lakes. They have so much of fresh water, so much of normal sceneries that you don't get sad by seeing all the tall and high-rise buildings. So it's very, very scenic still. You have scholarship opportunities from many universities and master's level. If you are brilliant, let's say a 9 out of 10 GPA or a 91%, and then you write to University of 12 or law, etc., the professors are happy to have you. Mostly at undergrad level, 100% scholarships are easier, but up to 40%, 30%, 60%. But there are some postgrad diplomas which you do, but at a subsidized cost. So maybe $15,000 to $18,000 is an average expenditure for a postgrad diploma in Canada, which can be high as $28,000 to $30,000 for a master's level degree. But still, this country has a lot of affordable education available. 4 crore population, imagine, land size 7 times of India. You have great scope still. The country has aging population, which means you still are, why is India appreciated? Because of the young force, right? Our population is divided in such a manner that in the whole world, we have the maximum population of the youngsters. So that is one key point where we are very privileged to have that, and that is what is appreciated at their end as well. They want you to come, study, be a part of Canadian workforce, earn for yourself, earn for the country. Of course, whatever you want, 30% goes to the tax, but in return you get medical free, you get education free. And if you ask your parents and those who are parents, we only earn for 2 things, our medical and our kids' insurance. I don't think people of my age would want to collect gold and properties. We are only worried for these 2 factors, that we should have the best of these. So Canada gives you these 2 factors absolutely assured. You don't have to spend money on these 2 stuff. Again, simple. Canadian dollar has increased in last 3 years from 52 rupees to around the 62 rupees today. And that is a rapid growth, especially when it comes to comparing it with Australia, because they were at par with each other 3 years ago. So a lot of COVID, especially, this was the #1 country which actually supported international students. For those who lost their job because of COVID, were given $2,000 by the Canadian government so that they can at least live peacefully. And then later they were given, after 4 months, $1,200 until they actually COVID was over and they returned to their normal life. They kept their doors open. Of course, the transition was very slow. Like if the 100 students would go, there were only 10 going because we were scared of sending and they were also scared not accepting everyone. Students were studying online and they were getting equal benefits. So Canada was #1 country as well as the support factor is there, and really in natural calamities like COVID, you could imagine. Like if I compare it to Australia or New Zealand, they shut their doors. They did not allow international, leave aside international, they did not even allow their domestic people to come back who are outside those countries. But I don't take them wrong because they safeguarded their country to an extent because the medical facilities, it's a small country. When you have a small country, it is not like India where medical facilities are available in abundance. As we have the population in abundance, we have facilities also related to that. So Australia and New Zealand were smaller island-oriented countries and they were just closed border for 2.5 years. So UK and Canada, they had their doors open. That is a promise. That means anything goes wrong, they are there to support international students. So they are reassuring countries in that sense. French, if you know, is an added help, especially in Canada, because, okay. This slide just gives you a glance. Most number of universities available west side, which is Vancouver or British Columbia, which means you have good weather as Bangalore has. No ice, no snow, but too much of rain. East coast towards that side is Toronto, Quebec, etc., where you have a lot of snow, 6 months of snow. And the number of universities, as I said, is almost 100. There are a lot of colleges which are happy to give post-grad diplomas. So the country is obviously reassuring that if you have an education already taken from international countries, we help you have finesse of what you have studied and then get into jobs. Accounting, for example, has an amazing career in Canada. We have amazing courses as PG diplomas, which will take bachelor's of accounting or master's of accounting students, help them prepare for their CPAs and CFAs, and then you can be an accountant forever. So all those are promising factors, especially with the country like Canada. So Australia is our number one country. So the company started with recruitments. Magna Study started with recruitments in Australia. My boss is an Australian citizen. We have an office in Melbourne, Australia, and hence all the 42 institutes what Australia has, we can have your applications to any of those. They have world's best universities, which are also called Group 8, a combination of 8 universities in Australia, and we can help you apply to those universities. Again, scholarship depends on your merits, but the universities have a top ranking, which means you can get jobs, staybacks, good careers. Australia is also a permanent residency oriented country, which means you get 2 to 4 years of stayback nowadays. If you go to main cities like Melbourne, Sydney, you get 2 years of stayback with any education you do, whether a bachelor's or a master's. But if you go for regional areas like Perth, Tuva, etc., you get up to 4 years of stayback after 2 years of education. So all that is very, very supporting international students. They closed their border because they wanted to safeguard for those who are inside, and I don't see anything wrong in that. They actually, the country is so beautiful, not only in terms of scenic beauty, but also so beautifully. The Prime Minister of Australia controls his economy. So once in during 2014 and 15, there was a huge recession in Australia because after the US recession, it actually moved to Australia. And there was apparently no money people had. So when you have no money, the first tendency is not to buy, stop buying, stop having expenditures. So the country does, what do they do is they invest in each of the person's living. So for those who are citizens of Australia, they give them $2,500 each in the Christmas weekend. And they ask them to just go enjoy your Christmas. Do not just wait at home because you don't have money. And the economy revived in a few months. Reason? You have money and you invested back in the economy and the money came into rotation. And my boss happily tells us this example because this is very opposite to what happens in India. Yeah? So India, if we have lack of money, we tend to save it more. But in countries like Australia, that is why maybe they are more developed. But I agree, they are smaller population, hence to have a control like that was easier than when we talk about a big country size like India. But that is an example to tell you that they are so considerate of the international as well as domestics when you reach in the country like Australia. The It is one of the best systems of education, as I said. You apply to a Canada or an American universities, whether you get admission or not is beyond our hands because university is going to evaluate your admission. But in Australia, we don't really make you apply more than 2 to 3 universities because we are dead sure that you will get offers. So it's a big, they all are big size universities. If the benchmark is 70, so mostly if you are a 70, 71% or a 69%, there are chances you would get it. It obviously needs a combination of SOPs and LORs, but that is how it is. So it's a beautiful system of education. Group 8, world-class ranking, you get absolutely state-of-the-art infrastructure and also the job opportunities. Part-time work rights are also great. Since it's a PR country, it gives you a good benefit of money. The annual investment for scholarships, as I said, is huge. 10 to 35% scholarship is very common. You apply through our network, for example, UTS, University of Technology, Sydney, or you apply to Monash University. There are high chances that you get 25% of scholarship obviously when you get admission. But there are higher scholarships available for this country as well. When we see your cooking profile, we suggest you that place. It's absolutely unique quality of education system because that is how it is. So Australian dollar and Canadian dollar, they were rupees 50 5 years ago, I think, and within 3 years, Canadian dollars rose to 62, but Australian dollar is 53, 54 at this moment, which is promising because they still have made the things affordable in Australia. I don't hear from students that it's too expensive. Like in Canada, if somebody goes, they say that 4 years ago it used to be cheaper, now it is expensive. So Australia is that way is maintaining. Capital is Canberra, and then they have famous cities like Sydney, Adelaide, etc. National language English. So you don't have any issues especially for language. This is one country where even if you don't have an IELTS, you can apply. The first two countries, you need to have an IELTS or a TOEFL for sure. This is just a bird's eye view of the map that where the universities are located, and if you would see Sydney, obviously more, Melbourne more, but Perth, as I said, is towards my right, and that is a promising location where we mentioned longer stay back periods are available. The spouses can go, which means if you are married or tomorrow you get married, you can take your spouses, they can work full time. I will just quickly wind up. Obviously, I understand it's a little long presentation, but we wanted to give you a little highlight. Since you are such a nice audience and I was talking about country as a specialized or the things which we see on daily basis from these places. So United Kingdom, the three countries we discussed are far off, right? Two of them are west of India, while Australia is east of India. So the sun rises first in east, so you have that time zone if you can remember. UK is towards our west, but it's closest among these four countries. 7 to 8 hours flight, one can reach to United Kingdom. Very peaceful relationship. Your cultural adaptation is the easiest because we had British rule and it is obviously the land of British. So you definitely find it easier, faster. Half day is common between India and UK. Half day is also common between Australia and India. So you have that family connections also strong. A lot of universities, international courses, 4 to 5 universities are in top 100 worldwide. Fast track courses means they have masters for 1 year, they have undergrad for 3 years, which is very different to the other countries we talked about. So you did your masters there, you want to do another masters in UK, you just have to spend 1 year and you get 2 years of stay back. So together, if you make it a combination, you get to have employments much faster in United Kingdom. English test, IELTS is not mandatory. Pound is roughly 107 Indian rupees, which again 5 years ago was around 90. So countries' growth is rapid. So the Prime Minister momentarily at this moment is Rishi Sunak, who's Indian by origin, but then of course he is a UK citizen now. So you have famous cities, very well connected. You have everything which a student or a family needs. It leads to PR eventually, not an automatic system of PR like US and like Canada and Australia. Again, a map talking about various universities. I think people are aware for IELTS and TOEFL. Yes or no? Let's wake you up. So IELTS and TOEFL, everyone knows, are English proficiency test. So is PTE. So either of the tests is required. Mostly if you're looking abroad, you need to have one of these in your profile. Then otherwise for America, GRE, GMAT and SAT are also required. GRE, GMAT are for masters, whereas the SAT is for undergrad. So I may be happy to answer questions if you have for the test later. I mentioned SOP in most of the countries when we talk about in the application. So this slide briefly talks about what your SOP should hold. It is an identity that you are telling to the university that this is why you should pick me or choose me or give me admission at your university. So your own story in your own words. Further, letter of reference which your teachers would give for your admissions to the universities, and when that happens, that is what the universities are happy to give, because whatever the student has written in the SOP, if the teacher gives a testimony for the same, it becomes a little more authentic, and hence there are higher chances for admission. Just a brief slide, and I think we are quite over. So we talked about various countries. Now this is a comparative slide. US, for example, can be costing between 12 to 25 lakhs per annum. The cost of living is 50,000 to around a lakh of rupees per month. So if you can maybe ignore the living cost in any country, just stick to the tuition cost, 12 to 14 lakhs. We have not counted here the scholarships. Now, a scholarship to an American university can reduce your cost to 5-6 lakhs per annum also. Again, if you have good profile is a combination of academics, SOPs, LORs, and the test scores, whether it is IELTS or TOEFL or a GRE or a GMAT. So keeping those things. Canada, on the other hand, will cost you between 8 to 10 lakhs on an average, maybe to 15 lakhs in some universities for 1 year tuition. Australia is between 40 to 20 for 1 year of tuition. Again, there are scholarships which will reduce the cost to maybe 10-11 lakhs for 1 year. UK 10 to 20 lakhs, but 1 year of masters. So that is also a huge saving. This is an undergrad or a postgrad marks requirements. On an average, if you have a 60%, that is good enough. Duration of the course, as I briefly mentioned, it is 3 to 4 years for America, but it is 3 years in other countries. It is 1 to 2 years for master's level courses. English proficiency test, only in UK, it is not mandatory. Australia, we can get you the offer without the IELTS, but for visa, you would need an IELTS. But for UK, it is not mandatory. Student visa approval rate is very high nowadays, especially. US happens with an interview, while Canada, Australia, and UK are 5 goals. But there are high chances for interview clearance, especially during nowadays. Post-study work visa rights are the privileges, because you have taken an education. How do you evaluate that what you have learned is going to help you make employability possible or not? And hence, the post-study work visa helps you stay back, find jobs. When you get jobs, that is the actual learning, where it begins from there. And if you have a global experience, even if you come back to India, believe me, you get a lot of good opportunities back here in your home countries. What are we? We help you with profile analysis. We help you understand your understanding needs from you and then what is more suitable to you. We help you with solutions which can give you better careers. We do the comprehensive counseling, help you select the university. We completely help you with online, offline applications, documentations, and help you with scholarship counseling. And scholarship is one of our key strengths that we help students to get. And we have a dedicated visa department. So you really, I think, is a one-stop solution for all your needs, especially in the journey of going abroad. I would be happy to have questions now, if you have any. Thank you.
Thanks for that very comprehensive presentation. What we do is 3 things. One is we just had Dr. Latte, principal of engineering college, coming in the hall. So let us welcome Sir, for this function. We also have Dr. Yogesh sir, who just came to the hall. Sir, welcome to this program on the stage. The second agenda is we are running short of time because everyone is packed today. I have students who have to attend training program. We also have students who have got their internals, and we also have students who have got their classes. So what we'll do is quickly next 5 minutes we will take two questions, one from this side and one from this side. If at all there are questions. Okay, any two questions because of time, otherwise they are there on our campus. Okay, after this program, they'll be there in my room or any of the other rooms here. They will address one-to-one questions if at all. But in this body, we will just have two questions only because of the time which is running. So any two questions, two hands can raise, and very brief question and brief answers in case we have. Two hands up. Or you just happy with Bangalore, just happy with Avadahalli, then we will be here. Any two questions? Anyway, let me wait for the next 10 seconds. Yes, 5 seconds. Otherwise, we'll wind up, and I should thank all the students before we have a formal thanking everyone by Dr. Yogesh. Please mind before the vote of thanks, all those students who are assembled here for the training, if at all students are there for the training, in next 5 minutes, okay, you have to be in your respective halls as far as training is concerned. Okay, that's for sure. Second, whoever have got their internal exams, see that next 5 or 10 minutes, you go for your internal examination. May I now request Dr. Yogesh sir, the HOD and the Vice Principal of Engineering College, to formally thank everyone for such beautiful gathering today, morning in this higher education department building.
Very good morning, everyone. It's an honor and privilege to give a vote of thanks on this occasion. Our sincere thanks goes to our Chief Patron, P.L. Ramadevi Venkatratiji, and patrons S.V. Pramod Gowda, S.V. Rajiv Gowda, Peter Francis, and Dr. Prakash in their absence here. My sincere thanks goes to Nidhi Sharma and Neeraj Bhatnagar. It was really an insightful for the overall view, madam. Thank you very much for your kind presence and the kind work. Please give her a big round of applause. She has given a clear idea of benefits of studying in USA, Canada, Australia, and UK. My sincere thanks goes to the person behind this event. It is his brainchild, Dr. M.M. Bagali, Director, Management Studies. Thank you very much, sir. Let us have a big round of applause. My sincere thanks goes to Dr. Prakash S., Senior Vice President, it is Absentia. My sincere thanks goes to Dr. Mrutyunjaya Vilote, Principal, EPCHE. We sincerely thank Ashok Nehru. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind presence. I sincerely thank all the principals of all the institutes of EPCHE. Thank you very much for your kind presence and support. And at the last but not the least, dear students, without you, this function would have been not successful. A big round of applause for all. Dear students, kindly utilize the opportunity given for all of you. We do look forward at least, say around 10% of the students are able to go for upward with this particular program. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.